Hi, I'm Natalie, and if this message found you, it was meant to find you whenever it did. Ooh, my words. This is a timeless message, so it doesn't matter if it found you right away, after I uploaded it, or months or years later, and if so, years later, like, hell yeah. But if you're hearing this right now, it's probably because you have just been feeling a little underwhelmed by life. And I can definitely relate to the feeling. I shouldn't say I've been underwhelmed by life, but because life has been a little too spicy lately, but I think you've been underwhelmed with your place in life. I think whatever. So by the way, if you've been on my channel for a while, this is what's taking up all of my time. This is one of them. The other one is sleeping somewhere, but they're so fucking cute and sweet. I took them in when they were like less than a week old, and they've been so much work. But I drew some cards before I started the reading, just to kind of get a vibe for what this might be about before I actually drew the tarot with you on camera. But and then the cat got all over the cards, so now they're back in a deck and I don't have them. But it was the Page of Pentacles, the King of Pentacles in reverse, and I believe the the Page of Wands. So I think you have been going through a very powerful shift or change in your life, whether that was a spiritual awakening or, hi sweetheart, there's a little kitty on my lap, whether that was a spiritual awakening or something radical in your mind that changed. And maybe that wasn't a spiritual awakening, but the fact that you're having the synchronicity of this video coming up, it's making you be more open to the fact that there could be something bigger to whatever this transformation or this change or this situation that you went through was. But I think you're now coming down from the high of that. And part of the reason why I wanted to make this video, and it was interesting that those cards fell out for you, is because I had watched a video earlier on, the Hermetic laws and some of the principles, and one of them is the law of polarity. Oh my gosh. And that is exactly kind of like yin and yang. Like there's equal parts of everything. There is cold and there is hot. So if you think of water, there's cold water, there's hot water, and then there's all the space in between. And we as people think that sometimes when we are going through a spiritual awakening or we're on the path of like growth or success, it's linear, and that's not so much the case. For every like high you have, you're going to have a low that's just as low, but you need to understand that after that there's going to be a high again. There's a rhythm to it, and you might be kind of like, well, I don't want to do that because I don't want to be on a roller coaster of high and low, but life works that way either way. So you can either like strap on or you can fight it. God, I wanted this to be a short video and I can feel like it's already not gonna be. It was 3:53 as I said that, by the way, so maybe that's a special number for some of you guys. Like I said, life is going to be going in that flow, like the tides, they come in and they come out. So you can accept them for what they are and know that they're going to happen. So when you're in a period of low, instead of being overcome with, why is this happening? I'm on the wrong path. This isn't right. You can realize like, no, I may be in a period of like rest and reflection, or maybe these challenges and things are coming up for a reason, or maybe I'm not getting a lot of spiritual downloads because spirit is purposely pulling back, not as punishment, but because spirit wants me to rely on my own intuition more and not on them so much. not that they don't want you to rely on them, but they want you to know that you are just as intuitive as they are, and that you should be able to listen to what you want, and that they are there to confirm or to be like, maybe not. They will clock you all the time. By the way, I just want you to see how cute. I can't. Okay, so we're gonna draw your cards. But yeah, if that resonated and you're still here, which I'm assuming if you're still here, it probably resonated, know that I can 100% relate to that energy. And maybe I'm being a little biased in this reading because I can definitely relate, especially the fact that like I haven't done anything for myself for the last month other than like keep myself alive and these cats, because I'm telling you, bottle feeding something every 2 to 3 hours 24/7 is a lot of work. You have to stimulate kittens. I don't know if you knew that. That was like, and no, I did not like lick them in case you're being a weirdo about it. Use like a little paper cloth and like you wet it. I don't know why I'm telling you all of this, but anyways, I had to like really nurture myself. Ooh, those cards, like, I'm not gonna take them, but I'm just curious what they are. Oh. Yeah, it's literally pretty much, I'm gonna keep shuffling, but Spirit is like pretty much affirming what I said. You got the Judgment card, which is literally these people being awakened from the grave by this angel. So you're literally being called, or you were called, and it led to you waking up. Whether, like I said, spiritually or something else happened, but know that if you didn't tie it to a spiritual thing, I am being told that this was something that was like part of your divine path. But you got the Strength card in reverse, and the Strength card is one of my least favorite cards in the deck because nobody needs more strength. Like, we've gone through enough. We don't need more strength. We're tough spirit. We'll take abundance. We'll take love. No more strength. But yeah, this awakening took a lot out of you, and it forced you to look at things differently. And maybe in the past where you would have been really rough with how you handled the situation, you handled it with a lot of grace, or maybe the opposite. You normally handle things with grace, but in this situation, it just did something to you and you handled it in a way that you're not so proud of, which that is okay. We're not perfect, we're human. We're doing our best. And you got the Temperance card in reverse, which I think you've created some kind of block for yourself, and like, don't take that as like spirit calling you out in a bad way. I think they just want you to be aware that you have a lot within you. You have a lot of wisdom, and I want to use the word strength, but I was just saying, I hate that word. You have a lot of power within you. And I think deep down, you know that you are a powerful person, but I think you're afraid of stepping into that power because I think deep down you know that it would require you changing, not even changing, but growing in a way that maybe you don't see yourself capable of, or you don't see yourself ready for. But okay, let's just one more shuffle and then we're gonna do your cards. So let's just do what advice does Spirit have for you going forward? And I hope that if you are still watching this, this is giving you some kind of comfort in the sense that you are not alone in this. What you're experiencing is normal, and what you're experiencing is a manifestation of being exactly where you are meant to be. So if you're feeling low, don't try to fight it. Write it out and know that you will eventually come back up. So, what message does Source, your angels, whatever it is that you believe in, have for you? Okay. Ooh, all one. Clarify. Interesting. Okay. Yeah, actually, I'm gonna keep the death at the bottom of the deck. You had the death card. Hold on, I want to move these over this way. Listen, I'm sorry if you have felt like whatever it is that you're truly passionate about inside is not something that you can share with the world, or if you have shared it with the world, I'm sorry if it is something that you have been shunned for, because with the Five of Wands in reverse here, I think whatever this thing is, whether it is the way you express yourself or what you do for work, whatever it is that lights you up inside, whatever it is that keeps that internal fire burning, you have felt like anytime you fought for it or you fought to show it off or let it shine, that other people worked really hard to smother it. So I think now, instead of fighting to keep it lit, you kind of keep yourself dim. Oh, 11. So it was 001100. So if 11 is a special number for you, you see it a lot, or you are a numerology master number 11, maybe that is extra confirmation that this message is for you, but that does not matter. Just take that as extra confirmation. But I think you have smothered your own light so that other people don't try to do it for you. And I can definitely relate to that. I think a lot of people can relate to that, but I think this wound feels very personal to you, even though you know that you are not the only person that has experienced this. To you, your pain feels very unique to you, and it is, because there might be 8 billion people in this planet, but everyone is different. No one grows up in the same circumstances. No one grows up in the same place with the same family, with the same friends. So even though two people can experience the loss of someone or the loss of a situation, how they experience that pain is absolutely different. So I'm sorry that you feel like you're carrying that alone, and I'm sorry that you have felt that way. But know that with the Ace of Wands here, Spirit is telling you that they are relighting that fire for you, that they have your back, and they promise that if you can get to the point where you can walk into a room and not feel the need to dim yourself, or if this is a career thing, not have the fear to ask for that raise, or if this is a relationship, not have the fear to go up to that person and be like, hey, I have feelings for you, what's going on here? Or if it's literally the way that you view yourself, it's realizing that you have this negative self-talk that does not define who you are as a person. And anytime you realize that this is happening, it's literally just telling yourself like, no, fuck you, little person in my brain. I will fire you if you keep this up. The good old universe and Lord up above thinks that I am a fucking amazing person, and that is what I'm going to start telling myself. And don't get me wrong, I still have moments where I have terrible thoughts about myself, but I try to be like, nope, this is coming from an insecure place. You know you're amazing, and try to literally list some things that are good about myself. And I know that sounds stupid, but if you've never done it before, what is going to be so bad about trying it? So I'm sorry, I'm so distracted by this little kitten on my lap. He's so sweet. Okay. But Spirit also wants you to know that with the 9 of Wands here, like I was saying earlier, there will still be cycles where you might feel very beaten down. Like the 9 of Wands, this guy has been through hell and back, but all of his wands are upright. His wands have not been touched. His fire has not been put out. So know that it's going to be hard, not in the sense that in the past you were walking around feeling very defeated and very tired because you were literally walking around that way to not shine too brightly, but they're saying that you might have moments in the future where you still feel that way, but you're going to be feeling that way from a different place. It's going to be coming more from a I'm exhausted, because all of these people tried to bring me down, but I stood my ground. Or, oh my God, it was so hard to be myself in this room of people that were not my people. But it's going to be, maybe those were like bad, oh, hold on, my legs, maybe those were bad examples, but your lows are going to be different lows. They're going to, what's the word I'm trying to look, they're going to be different like what the Wheel of Fortune right below it, like they're going to be different cycles that maybe like I can't think of them because they're going to be so unique to all of you, and maybe things that you haven't even thought of because you've never even been that version of yourself, so you never even thought that that was like something that could like wear you down. Like for example, maybe you wanted to be an influencer for a really long time and you haven't wanted to put yourself out there, and then maybe like you saw this as a sign and you put yourself out there, and maybe like your videos did really well and you were so excited, but then you started maybe feeling pressure about like staying relevant or doing the right thing, which then that would be a new life lesson that like spirit wants you to work on. But if you see that low, you in the moment might view it as like, oh my God, what's wrong? This isn't for me. But if you can recognize that this is just part of like that cycle, then when you're in it, you can be like, okay, I'm feeling really shitty and insecure because I'm putting a lot of expectation on myself to stay relevant. Is me staying relevant like an ego thing, or is me staying relevant an important thing? Like maybe you have sponsors or something and you have to get a certain amount of views. And if it's something where it's an ego thing, then let go of that and be like, I don't care how many views I get. I started this channel because I wanted to put my message out there and take some of that weight off. Or if it's something where like you do need to get certain amounts of views, then maybe that is a time to sit with yourself and sit with spirit and be like, how can I deliver my message in a way that touches more people that need to hear it? And I would bet my bottom dollar that you would be very surprised the spiritual downloads that you get from that. Like that was one of the things for me, for example, is when I first had the cats, I was like, oh, I'm not gonna be able to post as much. I was so tired, blah, blah, blah. And I was so stressed about not posting. And then I was like, what's gonna happen if you don't post? Like, what is the worst thing that could happen? You lose some followers? That's quite all right. Like I'm not here for the followers. I'm just here because I enjoy reading tarot. And yeah. So anyways, with the Three of Swords here, I'm not taking this as like a third party situation. If anything, I'm just taking it as like you literally are the person that breaks your own heart. And I'm not saying that other people have not broken your heart or that you've had great heartaches, but I do think that a lot of the time you betray yourself by trying to keep yourself safe. So you fall into certain narratives that your neurons in your brain have connected and realize that if you tell yourself the story, it like makes you safe or it makes you feel good, when really that story is just like keeping you stuck in a bad loop or a bad feedback loop. That's how I'm taking this, and I'm being told to tell you that this isn't something that like is just going to go away. Like we will all always self-betray at some point in our lives, but I think spirit is wanting you to be aware of the fact that you do that, so that in the future when you are doing that, you can recognize it, or when you look back on situations, you can be like, ooh, that's what that was. And then with the Queen of Wands here, I think whatever this is, this fire, this passion that you have, I do think it is something that is very mystical and very spiritual, and the energy of it feels very electric to you. And I think you can sense that stepping into this really is going to be like stepping into a new timeline. And I think you worry that stepping into it means that you won't ever be able to go back to old you, and you won't. but it's not as scary as you think. It's one of those things that once you cross over that border, you're not going to be able to imagine what it would be like to step onto the other side. So whatever this passion is, whatever this is, don't be afraid of falling into it more. And with the Wheel of Fortune at the end, or as the last card, I do feel like that the future is quite literally in your hands. The world is your oyster. Like wherever you want this to go, it can go. And the spirits are there with you. You have some powerful ancestors that are with you. I think your soul goes back a lot further than you would think. And I think you have a lot of really powerful spirit guides. And I think that if you speak to them more, they will be able to give you more signs and signals of when you're on the right path or when you're maybe straying from it. But I'm also being called to tell you to not put too much pressure on being on the right path, because even straying from the path is essentially part of the path that you were meant to be on. Every branch of the main trail is like a little side story where you're going to learn some kind of lesson. And sometimes you will miss some little side trails that could have been a really powerful or terrible life lesson. And sometimes you walk into those, and then sometimes you walk into really amazing ones that feel like you have literally stepped into another timeline, and it's because you've branched off into a different one. But yeah, know that you are protected, you're divinely guided, and you have a lot of power and resilience and love and magic within you. You're a very powerful person, and I think sometimes you are afraid of how powerful you are, but Spirit is saying that you're only hurting yourself. No, actually they're saying no. They, whoever, he, I'm just happy you're here. Spirit's literally saying, no, not only will they be hurting themselves by doing that, but it will also be hurting other people, because you leaning into this version of you, or whatever this passion or thing is for you, will have a ripple effect that will really touch other people. So if this resonated, know that you can keep fighting this, but it will continue to be an energy that will be very present in your life. And the sooner you just learn to fall into wherever this current and these waves are taking you, the sooner you will be able to feel like things are okay. Like at the beginning of the video, how I said that life just feels underwhelming. Life will feel, wow, okay, there's meaning. And when you're in it, you'll be able to reflect back on that and be like, okay, that was leading up to that. And then not only that, but you'll be able to appreciate when you're in that good moment of leaning into it, and be able to prepare yourself for when you kind of come down from that low. And when you're in that low, you can understand it for what it is, and know that soon enough you'll be coming out of that and into the next chapter, the next blessing. But yeah, if you're still here, know that you are so loved. I'm so happy to finally make a video. It had been way too long, so I'm excited to post it. I'm excited that the little kitties are so much bigger now. Look how sweet. I wish the other one was over here and awake. The other one is so fluffy and adorable. They were literally, I'm not kidding, like they were that small when I got them. Tiny, like their eyes were barely open. So the fact that they're like big and doing things is very exciting. But yes, I love you all. Spirit loves you. God, source, aliens, whatever it is with you. They are always there. You can always talk to them. They will talk back to you. But yeah, you're not alone, and I look so forward to seeing you again in the future. Mwah.